Once we start with ourselves, the next step is to direct love towards others, our friends, family, loved ones, and those that we regularly connect with. Now, I'm going to flip the script on you here a little bit. I'm not going to share a Dr. King quote because there was somebody else who is vital to the tapestry of what Dr. King represented then and now. Somebody else who also has powerful and poignant words that illuminate everything that we are discussing today. His wife, Coretta Scott King. For those of you who may not know much about Coretta Scott King, let me give you a little background on her. She was valedictorian of her high school class, was a singer and vocalist, and studied at the New England Conservatory of Music. She was an author and human rights activist, and because of her and her lobbying efforts, we now have Martin Luther King Day. In 1983, Coretta Scott King saw her 15 years worth of lobbying work finally come to fruition in an act of Congress that made the third Monday of every January officially Martin Luther King Day. He was the first non-president to have a national holiday in his honor, all thanks to her. She was a visionary who dedicated her life to love and making the world better for everybody. So it seems fitting that I share some of her words with you in this space, in speaking about how we can share our love with our spheres of influence, with our family and friends and our inner circles. Coretta Scott King said this: "Love is such a positive force. It is there for everyone to embrace that kind of unconditional love for all humankind. That it is the kind of love that impels people to go into the community and try to change conditions for others." Boom! She said it, right? How can we bring love to others? How can you make your school, community, and world better through the love and positivity that you put into it? Our collective responsibility is not just to leave every place better than we found it, but to leave every place full of love. Dr. King challenged the world to make a career of humanity, to dedicate our lives to creating a more humane and love-filled world, to allow love to drive our thoughts, words, decisions, and actions, and to honor the humanity of others, to live our lives with courage, care, and compassion, and to not just give love to the world, but be love. Be the embodiment of love, to not be passive in our continued efforts to be better for and one another, to be the light for others in a world that can be so dark. No generation is better equipped to make this happen than you watching this right now. No generation has the resources, talent, and heart to bring Dr. King and Coretta Scott King's life work to life in real time than you kids these days. Dr. King believed in the power of youth voice and the power of what youth are capable of. He knew what we all know right now, that it can be challenging, exhausting, tiring, pressure-filled, emotional, and even draining being a student and young person. And then, here we are tacking the work of hope, love, and belonging into your ever-busy lives. It's a lot. That being said, you watching this and you listening to this are so ready to make it happen. You are so prepared to bring the world forward and remind us what hope, love, and belonging look like, feels like, and sounds like. If you need some motivation, let me share some of Dr. King's words with you. On April 26, 1967, Dr. King shared these words with students at Glenville High School in Cleveland, Ohio. "Set out to do a good job and do that job so well that nobody can do it any better. If it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. This is what Douglas Malloch meant when he said, if you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best scrub on that whole side of the hill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't the size that you win or fail, but by being the best wherever you are." Dr. King would conclude that speech by saying, well, life for none of us has a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. And so if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving. Let Dr. King's words remind you that kids these days that's all of you watching this, that you all need to keep going, keep creating, keep believing, keep trying, keep growing. You all need to keep hope alive. You can do it. He believed in you, and I believe in you. As we begin to bring our time together to a close, let me remind you of two words we spoke about at the beginning of our time together: choices and today. Choices. Now, my mother was famous for saying, "We all make choices." And like always, she was correct. We do. And I think about the power of today. I am reminded of Dr. King saying, we are faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. In this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such a thing as being too late. So let us ponder the concepts of choices and today. What choices can we make today to create change, hope, love, and belonging in our schools and world? Let us break down some tangible choices we can make today, because as John Legend said, the future started yesterday and we're already late. So let's dive in, shall we? Here we go. First, the choice to listen. Y'all, we all need to be better listeners for each other. When we need to dedicate time to listening to other stories and experiences and hopes and dreams and fears and needs. When we prioritize listening, we let others know that they are essential. And what they have to share with us is also important. We gotta listen, folks. So let's start with that. Second, the choice of grace. We are learning how to people with people again. So developing a sense of grace and patience for others is important. Dr. King said we must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. Learning how to move through the world together can be difficult, but if we remember the principles of grace and patience for others, it can go a long way. Third, the choice to learn. Taking time to learn about each other is not only healthy, but it is healing. When we push past cliches, facts, and opinions and can learn about each other's hopes and dreams and passions and goals, we open up new worlds of connectedness and growth. Take time to learn about others different from you. That is where the magic happens. Fourth, the choice to believe. Each of us has brilliance and talents and gifts all within us. We need to believe in the power of those gifts. We need to remember our enoughness and believe in our enoughness. Each of us needs to believe that we are smart enough and talented enough and brave enough and capable enough of changing the world. I choose to believe in each and every one of you. But do you believe in yourself? And finally, the choice to celebrate. In the room that you are in, wherever you are watching this, there are people around you who have so much awesomeness within them. We need to celebrate the awesomeness of others. We need to take time to celebrate each other and create a brighter, more spectacular world. When we celebrate each other, we create the love that Dr. King believed in. Today, find a moment, 10 seconds of your day, to celebrate the awesomeness of somebody else. You won't regret it. Do it today, 10 seconds. I dare you to do it. I want to thank all of you for spending time with me today. I believe strongly that the work, words, action, and dreams of Dr. King and Coretta Scott King are just as vibrant as they were 60 years ago. Now is the time for each of us to be love for one another. Consider our choices and make efforts today to bring forth transformative change. I will leave you with this Dr. King quote as we all go forth and saturate our schools and worlds with love. You will change your mind, you will change your looks, you will change your smile, laugh, and ways, but no matter what you change, you will always be you. So keep being you. I am proud of you, I believe in you, and I will see you soon.